Hi, I'm Nathan Sgarlata, and I used to work in the Melbourne city centre region on the team there. So in December last year, I had the opportunity of going with a bunch of friends down to a hostel in St Kilda, where we're looking for opportunities to share with people about faith and love the community down there. So we'd been down there for a couple of weeks and it was getting towards the end. It was the last night and I hadn't really had many significant engagements with people. So I'd had a couple of people that I'd chatted to, which was fun, but I was getting towards the last night and I was really praying that I'd have the opportunity to share with someone. And so I sat down with a guy, we'd gotten back from being out that night and was chatting to him in the main room of the hostel. Found out that his name was Philip. He's from Germany, a backpacker over here. He was 18 years old. And we just started talking about what he was doing and all those sorts of things. It was quite funny. We actually found that we had a lot in common. So we were talking about our interest in business. We were talking about an interest in cryptocurrencies. We were talking about interests in the stock market, talking about Elon Musk and how, it was very possible in our lifetime that we would see someone land on Mars. And so from this relationship that we developed over a short time, I asked him a little bit about his spiritual background. Asked what he thought about God, whether he'd had any background in that sort of thing. And he shared how he'd grown up in the church from an evangelical background, but he'd had some questions about different things, some of the things that he'd read in the Bible that just didn't make sense to him. So I said to him, look, you got some questions. If I was maybe to have a go at answering them, do you think that would make a difference to you and how you live life? He said, actually, yeah, I think that would make a bit of a difference. And so I said to him, okay, well, yeah, if you've got any questions, I'd love to take a stab at answering them. I'm not going to know everything, but maybe I can help you in your journey. And so we talked about a bunch of stuff from the Bible, specifically the Old Testament, and thinking about who God was then, and talking about the wrath of God and how that fits with the New Testament and things like that. And I was able to share how I understood that and how that worked in my own life, that God is a loving God, and the different things that he'd seen and experienced was God reaching into humanity and seeking to bring life to people, and bring correction maybe where people weren't living in the best way. But not only that, I got to share a little bit about Jesus and the different things that had happened in my life, the pain, the frustration, the sin that the Bible calls it, and how Jesus set me free from that and gave me the opportunity to live a life of love to the people and community around me. And how that wasn't just something that affected a couple of hours on Sunday, but actually impacted every part of my life. We talked a little bit about his background in experience with drugs. And I shared how, for me, that choice wasn't based on something that was particularly written in the Bible, but was something based on relationship with God, that I knew that would grieve him, and that's not something that I wanted to do. And so it was so great to be able to share with him the message of Jesus, like how that can change and transform someone's life, and how that happened in my life, not just through an idea, not just through a message, but through something that impacts my day-to-day, my moment by moment, the decisions that I make. And so it was really cool to be able to connect with someone with all sorts of varied background of topics, with business and science and technology and drugs, and yet still being able to talk about Jesus in that, the answer and the solution that Jesus has in everything.